Hey, sorry guys, I accidentally cut the other Facebook video out. We pretty much said everything that we wanted to say, so that was we're going to make another one whilst we're here. It's been a really good day. Do you want to come in, Benedict? Do you want to join me?
Yeah, I'm joining in.
So, how did we did it before? Sometimes it's hard to get us in focus. There we go. I've got to kind of angle myself and I've got to keep in one position. So, I've just done this as a random topic. I like doing this, because this is like a challenge I give myself. I give this to everyone because when you press play and you don't plan, like you know what you're going to talk about, you don't rehearse it. This actually teaches you how to get good at women and people in conversation.
It teaches you how to get good at YouTube as well.
Yeah, because you've actually it's not agendered, like it's in the moment now. So if we make mistakes,
it's amazing.
It's really. This is what you do when you go and talk to women in the street.
I think the best thing is, as you say, come in the moment.
Yeah. So. I'm really excited to talk about because this has come to me today after going out and doing a really good approach I did on a woman. I filmed it. It'll be on YouTube tonight. This is a massive mistake men make all around the world, and even guys that are quite advanced with women make this mistake. And the mistake that men make when they talk to women is they're not clear. They're not clear with what they want.
That is so true.
And I'll explain what I want. And this took me a long time to figure this out. And this is the difference between a guy that uses tricks, manipulation, pick-up lines, who's like manipulating a woman for a sequence of drills and strategies, which is what I don't believe in that. It's not what I teach, it's not what I do. What I'm going to say now, this is the most riskiest way to talk to a woman, but it's the most rewarding. No risk, no reward. So let me give you an example why guys are not clear. So if you're a man, let's say if you're a man, let's use the street and let's use a hotel as an example. So you're walking down the street, you see a beautiful girl that you like, you look at her, you're physically attracted to her, and you're interested in her. And in your heart, what you really want to say is, hi, I wanted to stop you and come over and say, I think you're attractive and I'm interested in you. And are you single?
Yeah.
And if she says, yeah, I am, say,
that's the best way.
Then great. Say, would you like to come out with me for a drink or a coffee? Like that simplicity, that directness, that honesty, that rawness, and I think. Do you know why most guys don't do it? It can be a high rejection rate, but most guys don't do it because
it can be.
They're not confident enough, and they're too frightened of rejection. So what they'll do is they will spend a lot of time talking, building rapport, making jokes, faffing around. And in that time, a confident guy will just walk in, and just say, "I like you. Would you go out with me?" And that, of course, it's not going to work on every woman because some women are taken, some are going to say no. But for the women that say yes, I find whenever I do this, when I hit big. I attract very beautiful women. But if you're saying, if in your heart and in your mind you're thinking, I really like her, I really want to ask her out and get straight to the point and find out if she's interested in me. If you're thinking and feeling that, but you don't say that, that's when you lose. It's not just you lose because you don't get the girl. You lose because you don't connect with your authentic self, and you don't feel good inside. And that's why today that approach, that's what I demonstrated. I went over and I said exactly what I saw, what I felt, and it worked out. And she agreed to give me a number, and I told her I was very clear about how I felt and what I wanted, and I was like basically saying, "Do you feel the same way?" She said yes. So that's why I written here confidence building social drills, something that I'm going to be now teaching in the boot camp. And I've been doing this on the 6 weeks program. I'm upping the exercises I give my students because it's good to get in the habit of being clear.
Also, can I make a point, which is if you're using all these techniques and stuff, I actually I really like Johnny's thing, and some advice might go against this, but of saying, I like you, I just saw you, and then asking, are you single? Because the last thing you want is for her to say she has a boyfriend on the text. So I think it's really
saves a lot of wasting time, doesn't it?
Yeah, like the more clear you are, the less time wasted you're going to get, and you're going to save yourself time. And it's just a lot better, and women respect you more. And yeah, some women, you might lose by being misdirect, but the ones you get, you strike big, and you usually connect better with them. So I actually think, even I struggle to be that as direct as Johnny, as that simplicity of saying, honestly, I think you look nice.
Try it.
Would you like to? What was it? Would you like to get a drink just straight away?
You just cut out all the reports.
Because the pickup stuff gives you a long method.
No, you just tell the truth. And if you tell and you know what's funny? What I find, if you tell the truth all throughout the conversation, the truth gives you the material. I always say, in the moment, if you surrender to the moment and you talk to all in your present, you will never run out of things to say because you're speaking from how you feel. So it's really good. And like I said, I went through a stage of not doing it because I wanted to come across perfect, and you're kind of trying to protect yourself from being. You're basically trying to protect yourself from the woman saying yes or no. That's what you're trying to find out.
When you're backing around,
yes or no. Are you interested or not? If you're not interested, no problem, no love lost, move on, someone else. If it is yes, fantastic, we can build from that. And I think when you do that, as you said, women will respect you. And if a woman says yes, you start on good grounds.
I think a big part of the flaking is because
the flaking because lack of
clear intent,
lack of honesty, lack of integrity, and things.
Well, usually, yeah. So I think by being this simple, it's refreshing, when being this honest.
Even in business, you can be clear with people. You can say
you can flap around the sale, you can hide around, or you can just say, "This is what I do. I want to help you. This is how much it costs."
Well, that's what I was talking about. I've implemented this philosophy in business with selling and not beating around the bush, getting straight to the point. What it is it that you want to sell? How's it going to help people? What is the price? What is the time? It's just much better. You may win less fewer people, but your quality, the ones you get, the quality isn't. It's like, and it's a mature approach. And men were doing it years ago. It's not something that's new. It's very old. It's evolutionary. Walking out, James Bond, or the films we watch, walking over, hey, let's go out, and the women's like, they don't even say anything. They just follow their guy. It's that kind of primitive. It's beautiful. And women like it. I appreciate it. And it feels good when you do it, especially when you do it right. Especially when you're genuine, you know what I mean? It's really good.
Obviously, you're not being stupid. You're not saying, "Hey, give me a number." You're not. You've got to. You see some pranksters.
You could say, "Hey, I want your phone number. Or can I get your phone number?"
But I don't think. I think opening with that straight away is not. She'll be like, "Who the hell are you?"
Well, it's a risk you take, but it can work because I've done it.
No, but obviously, I think it's a lot better to go high. I saw you. I think you look nice. Give her a bit of a context. If you just go up and go, "Hey, give me your number," that is pretty spammy. That's like a prank. So of course, it's better to go and say,
"That's a good point."
Hey, my name's Benny. I think you look nice. I just saw you on it. I'd love to invite you out. And so if you just go up and go, "Give me a number," it's just gonna be like, "Who the hell are you?"
You're right.
That's a prank.
Don't say give me. You don't say like that. You say,
"Can I have your number?" She'll be like, "Who the hell are you?" Even if you're good looking or whatever, you've got to give it a little bit.
Yeah, but you say it in a polite way. You don't say give me a number. You say, "Hey, I'm interested in you. What's your number?" It's the tone of your voice, obviously.
Well, obviously leading, because the last thing you want to do is be like, "Please, could I get your number?" It's all about the tone of voice, the way you do it. So at the end of the interaction, you'd be like, "Listen, I think you're attractive. I'd love to invite you out for a coffee. Let's stay in touch." You don't say, "Please, can I get your number?" because that tone of voice is showing you don't have confidence. So obviously, you want to lead with conviction. So it'd be like, "I think you're my type. You're very attractive. Another time, I'd love to invite you for coffee. Let's stay in touch. What do you use, Facebook?" It's the way you say it.
That's good. I like the clearness in that. That's a good point you mentioned. Obviously, how you say it is important. The language that you use. So maybe give me the number isn't the best thing. It's important to mention it. Actually, I made a mistake there. But it's not just it's not just like a routine or a technique. It's actually philosophy. You can be clear on the day.
It's a mindset more than a technique. The mindset is of being clear and simple.
Yeah, it is a mindset. What I did with it, I experimented with it. I took it in every phase of the day. So, the conversation, when you go on the first date.
And the texting, you're really good at it.
Yeah, I've applied in the texting as well, and it's there is a risk. There's always a risk of saying no, but I'm learning. I read a good book.
But actually, the biggest risk you're taking, guys, is you're not even approaching. So you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Oh, that was smooth. That was smooth.
Yeah, that's
Jordan. Michael Jordan, huh?
I don't know, I heard the quote. So you guys aren't even taking any risks, therefore you're never going to get success. So if you want to get success, you need to, if you can't do it yourself, you should learn from an expert like Johnny. So click that link.
Or wow, you're on point to me, and I'm not going to say nothing because I speak.
Yeah, I'm just going to say that you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Yeah. So by not even approaching, you're rejecting yourself.
It's great.
So being clear and honest is good, and of course you'll get turned down. But if you're not even approaching, don't even complain about the fact that you're not going on dates.
I can actually feel that's great. You said I can actually feel the intensity of your energy. Wow, it's like boom.
Yeah, I don't know. I just came around.
That was like you've woken up and the loss of that. But no, you're right. It's great. It's really good advice, and it's good because it's they're getting advice from two guys and actually go out and do this stuff and live it, and it's my results have been good. How has your results been since you've been? I don't even call it direct. I just call it being honest, being straight. Because when you first started, you probably started a bit indirect, and I started more indirect. You start asking questions.
I'm still thinking that I sometimes back around, and I need. What I'm going to start saying is, "Are you single?" I don't. You're really good. I don't do that, but I might start incorporating "Are you single?" because at least it will save time, because it goes against what the mainstream.
Are you single? Are you married? Are you seeing anyone?
It goes against some advice, but it's actually more direct. So you can't. You got to realize that. I think the biggest mistake men make with talking to women is the fact that it's not even to do with the women. It's the fact that you're rejecting yourself. You are actually the reason. You can't blame anyone except the fact that you're not. It's basically your mind, your mindset is stopping you in the first place.
It's still rolling. Just seeing if any questions. I like the questions. It's weird because people always write questions when I don't ask, but when I say any questions, no one writes questions.
Sod's law.
The Facebook's. I've had to get used to it. Facebook's a different vibe to YouTube. YouTube is. I don't know, they're just different personalities. There's kind of like a dominating consciousness, but I like Facebook. It's
I was just saying the biggest rejection you can have is you're rejecting yourself by not actually approaching. So like I said earlier, you miss 100% of by refusing to initiate an approach. The woman's not rejecting you; you reject yourself. So
the worst that happens is she says, "No, I'm not single.
She's not available.
Yes, I've got a boyfriend," and I never.
And all you do is you gain confidence by knowing that you go for what you want. You're gaining experience. There's no such thing as failure, only feedback. Or
wow, it's smooth today. They got these nice little clothes.
Yeah, like
Michael Jordan, nice brown.
Yeah, I never learned, or was it? I either win or I learn. There's no such thing as failure.
Wow, look at this. This is just like people. This is brilliant.
I like that. There's no such thing as failure.
I like that. Benedict's on fire today. He's really good. I either win or I learn. That's beautiful.
I either win or I learn. There's no such thing as failure. There's just feedback.
So I'm just asking.
Yeah, there's more reference experiences. You're just gaining experience. You're not. And the success is in the approach. So
well, it's a bit like, I think that's a silly analogy, but it's comfort. We go in because we love burritos. Me and Benedict always grab a nice burrito place in Leicester Square. If you go in and the woman says, "What do you want in your burrito?" and you're saying, "I'm not sure." Imagine saying that. No, seriously, but I know it's a silly analogy. This is Irish in me, but you say, "I want this, I want this, I want this." So to go up to a woman when you're not clear and direct, you're basically saying, "Hey, hi," and you're saying, "I'm not sure about talking to you."
Yeah,
so that's why most women not. That's why mostly women will go for men that are more direct.
I also think, like Johnny today, the approach he did, one of the reasons it was so good.
It was a good one, wasn't it? I don't want to play my own trumpet, but that was one of the best things.
Because he committed 100% to it. So
super.
I personally believe that there's no point approaching unless you feel inspired to do it. If you don't feel inspired.
That's another thing you mentioned, which is really good, right? To show the guys, if you're not inspired, you're not committed. When you're committed and you're inspired,
Then you'll do well.
Then you do well.
If you're not,
I can't. I'm trying to get the smart clothes that you're pulling out.
If you're not inspired, you're not committed, and if you're not committed, the girl will feel a lack of intent.
If you're not in, this is just. I'm trying to compete with you now. If you're not inspired, you get fired.
If you're not inspired, you get fired. Yeah.
That's
so this is the whole thing of not spam approaching.
Spam approaching.
Just approaching anyone. But I think
lots of women, and you don't.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's good to be social, but don't just be social. But if you're generally inspired.
I also want to say as well. It wouldn't be wise. It's good for an exercise, obviously. You don't want to be going up to 50 women and every woman saying, "Are you single?" Because then it becomes like it's not real. It's not real. So I don't always do that. But I'm encouraging guys to do it more. Sometimes you have to use social skills. If you're in a party and there's people, families and sisters, you have to be a bit more smart and you have to be more indirect. So it's knowing when to use it.
The thing is, you can be saying one thing with the words, but as Johnny says, he's not a great conversationalist. But again,
thanks a lot. You just built me up and then you just put me down.
That's so
cheap, man.
I'm saying no.
I'm not a great with girls.
I'm saying, but the best seduction that you will ever see. The conversation looks boring, but it's nothing to do with the conversation. As we said, it's about your vibes, it's about the energy. And it's about the non-verbals. So seriously, forget about all this conversation stuff. If you become present to the moment, the words will just come out of your mouth.
This is just poetry
naturally.
You should stop flying today, huh?
They'll come out naturally. So basically, the more inspired you are to approach, what I found is the more things you have to talk about. If you're approaching a girl who you're not inspired to talk to, then you'll really run out of things to say because you're not actually committed to the approach. So, I would say, just make sure that you're going.
This is great coaching that you guys have given these guys.
Committed.
This is real experience, your truth.
But like I was saying with Johnny's approach, he wasn't, he said the conversation might look a bit bland. But
logically, if someone watches it on YouTube, I could understand it could look boring. But when you're actually there in the moment,
it's the energy. She was laughing, giggling. She couldn't.
She commented on that as well. She said you've got really good energy, your consciousness.
Exactly. Yeah.
I get that a lot, so it's kind of nice. So that's another reason I want to say to guys. I think men as well, they overestimate. They think you've got to be an amazing conversationalist to attract women, and actually the truth is that you don't. But if you are a good conversationalist, that's really good on.
You have to remember that men are logical, women are emotional. So what a man responds to is not what a woman will respond to. So you think you have to be this great, amazing, logical, tell her amazing things logically, but what she's actually listening to is your energy, your body language. So don't think too much about the conversation. That will come if you're inspired.
I agree on that, but I disagree because at the same time, what you say does play a part. Because if you say silly things or you say stuff that's insulting, that can get you rejected. But yes, you're right in the sense.
But it depends how you say it. Whereas, like if you've got such good energy.
But assuming that some guys don't have great energy and they're starting out, it's kind of important to.
Yeah, that's why I say it's important to have basic principles as a beginner, but as you get more advanced, what we're saying is it may appear boring to someone, an outsider, but what's really going on is very powerful because your energy is so on point. But obviously for a beginner, they'll be uncalibrated, so they might need.
I think what guys should do is, what I do is mix it up. So maybe just one approach every day, one conversation, or when you're in a social situation, practice saying, I think you're nice, are you single? If she says yes, then invite her out, trying to come out, and you trying to swap numbers, just continue talking.
And I disagree. Instead of saying, do you want to come out with me, or can I get your number? I tend to assume, I just assume, I don't know, you can do that, but I just say, another time, I want to invite you out, we're going to grab a drink, let's grab a drink, anyway, let's stay in touch. So you're leading, because I think it can be like, would you like to grab a drink?
I would disagree with that as well, what you said. I mean, because
you can
for me, I find again, it's the whole thing. If you're confident,
It doesn't matter.
you get away with what you say. But it would also be true. Like they're not black and white. There's truth in both. The wording that you use,
how you say it.
the wording that you use can be important with girls, and how you say the wording can be important. But all these things are developed through. Bring it back to what I said is.
Like there's no point in watching these live streams are great, but they're here to inspire you and for you to get.
We're not messing around today.
To inspire you and to sign up to the Johnny 6-week program because the fact that
you're being super direct, you're taking it into
I'm saying the fact that you're here, you're watching.
I didn't hire him, by the way, to sell my coaching. It was he's on form today. Go for it, you're taking it to right. You're taking it to another level.
Yeah, the fact that you're watching this tells me that you're interested in improving your life, but you can't improve it over
a computer. I'm going to laugh. We've got no one watching.
There are some people watching too.
Is there? Can you see? Oh yeah, there's 2 watching.
There'll be many more. There'll be more to come later. So
but anyway, just before we round this up, I've written there. It's a confidence building social drills. I've written. So practice it, and not just for the sake of saying, "Will you go out with me? Are you single?" It's a philosophy. It's a mindset, and it gets you in the habit of being clearer. Because I find men are not clear enough, even on dates. They talk, they don't really know what they're saying. So it will straighten you out, and the conversation will be born out of the directness, the honesty, the fact that you've initiated and you've said at the start. All of the conversation will come to you, and it may be a high rejection, but no risk, no reward, and failure equals success.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the more no's you get, the more yeses you get, and maybe 1 in 10 or 2 in 10 women will say it, because a lot of women have boyfriends, but it's finding the ones that you're compatible with. It only takes 1 to say yes, and you're successful. That's how I see it.
Yeah, and you'll get better with time. So it just comes through experience. So don't, these videos are here to inspire you. So go out and take action.
That's definitely true what you said, and I remind that these videos are Benedict's right. They're here to inspire. Don't just watch the Facebook Live on YouTube. Watch it and go and practice it. And that's what I do. I've been learning a lot from Ty Lopez. I think he's great. And I've already started implementing some of this stuff. It's brilliant.
Exactly. Because knowledge is power, but only with application. So
where do you get these wonderful lines from? It's just like spitting like that.
Yeah, because there is no
these quotes.
Like
Bruce Lee said,
Bruce Lee said, absorb what is useful,
reject what is useless,
disregard what is not, add what is
uniquely. Yeah. Bruce Lee also said, there are no limits. We must strive to go beyond our limits, and if it kills us, it kills us.
Exactly. Yeah, I've got a lot of quotes. I memorize. I like reading, learning quotes. But again, these quotes you have to be someone.
That's what Bruce was on, wasn't he? Bruce was taking philosophy and martial arts. And he was finding the directness of it. He was finding what worked efficiently and what didn't work.
Yeah, for practical action.
We're getting into another topic. This is funny, but that's also what my mentor. That's what Jeff Thompson did. He found so much of what didn't work and got directly to what worked, and it was just a bit of persuasion. Right hand.
Yeah, because directness works.
But I think you've got to be careful as well, because some beginners do it. I've seen guys do it. Don't be rude. If you're rude, it can F up the whole thing. I've done it myself in that class. If you're rude to women and you come across insecure, you've got to be.
That's pretty obvious.
You've got to be loving. I don't think it's that obvious, because some guys. They'll go and watch a video and they'll say, right, Benedict and Johnny said, be direct, and they'll go out and say, are you single? Have you got boyfriend? Give me a number. And
again, that's the way you say it. It's the way you say it, and that comes through calibration. So, yeah,
these get this stuff sorted out, man.
Yeah, sorry. These things you can't teach. You've got to go out, get in-field experience. So yeah, you can only calibration comes through experience. So you can't learn it by watching or reading.
That's what we're saying. All this is for experience. All the learning should always be through the experience. And there's another thing as well. There's a few more things I want to touch on. It's like, and this even goes down to a conversation I was having with quite a few friends. When you get in there, Benedict, you've been a great participant. What did you say, Holly? It's also having the courage as well, not just asking them out. When you're dating a woman, or when you're kind of. Well, I had a situation, Benedict, where it could have been challenging for me, but I had to say to a girl before she got attached to me that I really liked and respected. I enjoyed the time we had, but let's just keep it as, let's keep it light and friendly. She appreciated that. So I've always emphasised that. I've always said, like, for me, I don't like the term game, but good game is when you're not lying and using manipulation on women. Guys with really good game are congruent, straight, honest at every stage. And that's what, for me, being a man is, I'm learning. If you have to, if it doesn't work out and you want to see another one, be honest, tell her, sit her down and talk. And for me, that's just a different level. Forget a game. That's just a very a mature, confident, honest, congruent level of communication with women.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, for sure.
Communicating always what you want, and also being mindful of their feelings as well. It's this is stuff that. This is what helps more in relationships. I can talk more about that in
that's a different video. So
another video. But yeah, the exercises are good, and I want to talk about this, Benedict, right? Because it's something that fascinates me. I want guys to not just focus on the result, but the fact that it feels good when you're honest. It feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, you feel good for doing the thing that you wanted to do. Like, remember, the success is not in the reaction of the girl, it's in the fact that you took action. So, but you need to lower the bar for success. Like, I think guys, a big mistake guys make, that's the title of this video, is they set the bar way, 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 way too high for what their criteria of success is. They think, oh my God, if I don't go out today and if I don't get laid and if I don't meet my girlfriend, I'm a failure. But no, you should put your criteria for success very low. If I just say, go up and give a compliment. If I go up and give a compliment and say, you look nice, anything beyond that is a bonus. Oh my God, I got her number, that's a bonus. Oh my God, she texts me back, it's a bonus.
Right.
Everything is a bonus. So don't see, if you set the bar for success too high, you're setting yourself up for failure before you even go out. So, yeah, there's, it's good to be, what you don't want to be is you don't want to be overly optimistic, like I said, and think you're going to, if you're a beginner, you never gone out, you never approached, think you're going to go out and get a girlfriend. It could happen, it's fairly unlikely. This takes practice, time. And then on the other hand, you don't want to be overly negative and think, there's no point, blah, blah, blah. You want to be a realist, so just set the bar for your criteria for success for, if I go out and I take action, that is a success. Anything
I want to talk about all you said is really insightful, really good stuff, and it comes from all your experience, which is great. Also, as well, I want to talk about the negative aspects of not applying this philosophy. What happens, when you don't, basically, as a man, if you it's nothing wrong, because that's what I'm here to do, to help guys, and I've struggled myself in periods. But as a man, when you don't have the confidence consistently to ask a woman out, it's quite a painful place to be at. Bless you.
Sorry, when you don't have the confidence to.
We're going to round up soon. I'm basically saying we've touched on all the positives, why they should do it, the philosophy, the practical tips. We gave loads of good value. I'm talking about, it's important that guys realise what the negative downside of not doing this. You don't feel good. It's a painful place to be at when you're not able to verbalise a woman.
Like, for example, it's a metaphor. Women. I know it sounds weird.
Is that my one? Or is that your one?
It's yours. It's like a metaphor. Women. I know it sounds strange. They're attracted to an erect penis, right? Do you know why? Because.
Whoa, man!
Sorry.
Benedict, man. Easy with homosexual stuff. This is live, man. You're gonna get us
killed.
No,
because it's direct. A limp penis is a metaphor for life. It's kind of incongruent. It's not
this
direct.
This is like, you're taking it to another level.
It's not direct. It's kind of like, so in life, it's a metaphor meant to be direct.
I've never heard this.
Well, Simon told me, to be.
I told you not to name drop. You're breaking all the rules, man. Never mind.
No, but it's positive.
No, you're right. It's positive.
I'm saying it's positive.
No, it's positive.
You said about being direct.
This is good things.
I'm saying being direct. Okay, so that's why.
There's women that watch this as well.
Oh well. No, I'm saying.
Gotta be respectful, man.
I'm saying, yeah.
No, it's good.
Metaphor for life is
good. Let's not go too.
That's all I'm saying.
We're gonna go to off topic, but I'm gonna round it up. It's been really good talk, really good points. It was good. I didn't agree with some of the things you said, and you didn't agree with some of the things I said, but I think it's good because it gives the guys.
You don't have to agree.
No, I don't have to agree. It gives the guys a different perspective, and you can learn from both. But everything we said has come from experience, getting results, and so practice it. It's really good. Practicing being direct. And I'm knackered now. I need to get a rest. Been talking all day. Video's been great. Time to eat and chill out. Enjoy the process. Oh yeah. Just for the, tell them about your YouTube channel. What it is you're doing. Tell the guys to subscribe. I've done it on the other webinar, but it cut out early, so go for it. Okay. This is your chance to say it. No, that's the call to action.
Yeah, I made a YouTube channel recently. It's called, my name, Benedict Waters, and I'm going to be making videos documenting my journey with entrepreneurship and fitness, because I've got quite a lot of knowledge in that area. So yeah, Johnny's linked to my channel in the other video.
Yeah, so just go down the video below where we talked about the power of being around positive people. And you'll see the link.
So I'm going to document my journey, and I'm going to give you a lot of tips on how to create the lifestyle that you want and achieve your fitness goals.
That's good. So the YouTube channel is Confidence with Women, Entrepreneurship.
Confidence with Women, Entrepreneurship,
Fitness.
And Fitness. Yeah.
That's great. That's really good. Awesome. Yeah.